Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to another beautiful episode of Happiness from Within. I'm your host, Jeanette Prado. Really want to thank you from my heart to yours for joining me wherever you are in the world. I'm extremely excited for today's guest. We have an incredible young woman all the way from Thailand. Her name is Saree Jitta, and she is actually a fitness and nutrition coach, and she's going to be sharing about her journey today of how her life turns upside down in 2016 when her father passed away. And at the same time, her 7-year relationship ended. She was completely devastated with the loss that she had to take a different look at herself. She also ended up quitting her job as a real estate agent without knowing where to jump. She's on a mission to helping women look and feel great, and I'm really excited to share her story with you today. So I just encourage you, grab yourself an amazing glass of water with some lemon or some celery juice, and I'll catch you in the episode. Hello everybody, welcome to episode 23 of Happiness from Within. I am your host, Jeanette Prado, and I am so excited for today's guest. This amazing, fabulous, incredible young woman, actually met her on Instagram. She is a fitness guru, and she helps a lot of young women to get in shape. And I'm actually going to let her share her story. Her name is Saree Finesse, and I actually have her here on the line. Hi, Saree. How are you?
Hi, Jeanette. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. I'm so excited to, first have you on my podcast after knowing you for like almost, 2-3 years now. So it's just really amazing.
Yeah.
So as I was just saying in the intro, we're obviously going to talk about your story, but what I just wanted to add to the audience is just that you are a fitness guru. You help young women to get in the best shape of their life. It was back in 2006 that your dad passed away, and a 7-year relationship had ended. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to jump into your story. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, great. So take us back. Where did you grow up? Where are you from?
Okay, all right, sure. I was born in Bangkok, Thailand. And when I finished my college, I've started to do a few jobs here. But back then I just felt like, something is missing in your life. Like when you're kind of like in your 20s, you don't really know what you want in your life. So I was like, okay, I've got some friends who live in Sydney, Australia. So I thought, okay, maybe I can go there and, let's see what I can find. So I decided to go to Sydney. So I went there. I've studied marketing for about 2 years. And then at that time, I met my ex. So I decided to stay a bit longer than I was expected. So it was like 7 years. And so within that time, in Sydney, I thought I got it all, relationship, work. I thought I knew everything, but not really. So, after 7 years,
I'm sorry, not to interrupt you. Can you take us back to your childhood? Like, do you have any siblings, or what was it like growing up as a kid?
Oh, yeah, sure. So,
sorry.
That's all right. That's okay. I'm just kind of like jumping in, right? So feel free to, pause me and just kind of like, I've got one younger brother. Yeah, I mean, we were not that close actually because, we just have a different interest. He's more into, numbers. He likes to kind of, his personality is different from me. He likes to just, go. As for me, it's more like, I want to do something that I love, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't mind sharing, what kind of household did you grow up in? Like, did you come from like a very high class family? Were you like what did your parents do? Like, just to kind of give us an idea of what was it like?
Sure. Yeah. So my mom, she worked in in a company. So it's like a government enterprise. It's just kind of like half, so like for government, let's say that. And my dad, how do I say that? He's not really worked much. So I would say, my mom is the woman who just looking after the family.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
And I guess I just kind of, when I see my mom, looking after the whole family, looking after my dad as well, just kind of like, I think I get that strength from her, and I think that's how I kind of like want to empower women. I think I got that from my mom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And so you're growing up with your mom taking care of you and your brother, and then
yes.
So like what kind of were there any like challenges or anything that
let's
happened
just
during
say,
your childhood that helped to shape you into the woman you are today?
In our family, let's just say we didn't have opportunity to kind of go places because of my dad didn't work. So, like the money that my mom can find to just kind of like, have to take care of my brother, me, and, let's say like my dad's as well. So we didn't get to kind of go out that much when we were young. But one thing that is never lack is that, I always get the love from mom. So I would just say, like my family, we were born not in kind of like a low class. I would say kind of like middle class, low to middle. I would say that's when we started.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when just kind of like go back a little bit.
Yeah.
When I finished the high school, because of mom can see that I have interest in like foreign, like to speak English. However, back then I couldn't speak this well. So she was like, okay, if you want to go study in international college, that's okay. I'm gonna lend some money for you, so so that you can go and study. She's all like one thing that I'm grateful for today is that she's all about her children education. She would do everything to like send her kids to like a good school for education. So anyway, she sent me to this international college in Thailand. So after that, I could speak English, and so yeah.
Oh wow, interesting. And do you speak French also?
I wish. No, yeah, just English, yeah.
Oh, great. And so now take us into your story when you go into college.
Yeah. So in college, okay. To be honest, I was kind of like a rebel girl a little bit.
Rebel girl, I want to hear about this. Tell us.
But in college, because of like my mom, I would just say she loves me so much because I'm the only girl, and so she just kind of like wants me to have a good grade and like be a good girl. And sometimes when like you love something or someone so much, it's kind of like it's not really a good thing. You're just gonna kind of make that person feel uncomfortable, and eventually it just kind of turn out into a rebel thing, like against it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, like back then I didn't know that. I just kind of like, like she tells me to kind of like to do this, to study this, and then it's just kind of like, oh, don't tell me what to do. I was just like that. It's like, if you tell me not to do this, I'm going to do it. So so it's just kind of like I was kind of have that within me, like back then back in the college. So yeah. Wow. Until I finished the college, and then I was like, you know what, I want to go to Sydney, Australia, because I think I think I might be able to, do something there, or yeah, find what I was looking for back then. And she was still kind enough after, like everything I've done. She was like, okay, that's fine. If you want to go, then okay, let's see how it goes.
So you go. So what year is it that you go to Sydney, Australia after you graduate? What year is this? Around what time?
So let's say I was in Sydney for about 7 years, and I came back home 4 years ago. So how many years was that? I think 2000. So this is 2019. Probably 2011, something like that. Yeah, because 7 years in Sydney, and then I came back home 4 years ago.
So you went to Sydney with like no plans? You just packed up and went, or what was your plan, or what was?
Because like back then, you're gonna have to ask for a visa. I asked for a student visa because that allowed me to stay in Sydney back then for 2 years with a student visa. Yeah, and then after that, if because I met my ex, so I apply a permanent resident through him so that I can stay there a bit longer.
Okay, so take us to that. So did you meet your ex in Thailand, or did you meet him in Australia?
Okay, sure. So that's all right. That's okay. My ex, he comes from Lithuania. If you know Eastern Europe, Lithuanian.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I met him there. I met him there in Sydney, and then we were together since for 7 years. And you know what? Because of on the day that I went to apply for a permanent resident, I was late. My student visa would expire, let's say, for about 2 days. And I didn't know that it is a big deal for that. So when I went to apply for a permanent resident, they were like, your student visa already expired for 2 days. Why did you have to wait, until your visa expired? What is your intention? Are you like your intention want to stay here illegally or something like that? And I was like, no, I didn't look at my visa or something like that. So anyway, because of that, they were kind of like they not grant my visa straight away because they're still thinking, okay, like this girl, she was late 2 days for to apply for another visa. So they kind of told me to wait in the country, and that time they say you cannot leave Australia. You can do so, but if you go out of Australia, that's it. We're not going to grant you a visa. We're not going to grant you a permanent resident.
Wow.
Yeah. So within that 7 years, I didn't come home at all. My mom and my brother came to visit me once in Sydney, and that was it. So I would say, in that time in Sydney for 7 years, I didn't talk much with my mom. So our relationship back then still kind of like not really in a good term for that 7 years.
So yeah. You're in Sydney, and what is it that you're doing? Because you graduated college.
Yeah.
So how is it that you developed yourself as a human, or what is it that you're doing? Did you get into fitness or what?
Okay. So during that time, I worked everywhere. I worked in a cafe. So after after 2 years, after my student visa finished, right, I started to work in a coffee shop, in a restaurant, in a spa, in a hair salon. Yeah, for those 7 years, just to kind of, get some money. But I would say my story got interesting when I actually came back home, really. That's when I kind of find out about my passion and everything.
Where does the real estate come in? When were you? Because I know you left your real estate to go into fitness. So can you take us back to that time, and then we'll go into your fitness journey? Because this is really interesting story that you have. Very fascinating.
Yeah, sure. So as for the real estate, that's when I already came back home. That's when I came back to Thailand. That's when I started. Yeah, that's when I started my real estate. You want me to go from there, from the real estate?
Yeah. So basically, you shared about Australia.
Yeah.
So you're in Australia doing all these things to make money.
Yeah.
And then you and your boyfriend break up, or what exactly happens?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So let's say after 7 years, I got a call from my mom, and then she said that your dad is very sick,
Oh,
and
wow.
we don't know how much longer he's got. And at that time, I found out that they didn't grant my visa. So I have two options. Option one, I can still keep going with that, which means I can go to court and then, doing all the legal thing, like keep fighting just to get a visa and stay there. Or option two, just go home to see your dad, because I don't know if this would be the last time that I get to see him. So I decided to go for option two, which is okay, I think it's time for me to go home, and I don't care about the visa, it's okay, we can just talk about that, because this might be the last time I get to see my dad. So I decided, okay, you know what, I'm just going to go home and see my dad, which I did. So I came back. I got to see him for a month or so before he passed away. Yeah.
Wow. So your dad was really sick? Is that how he passed away?
Yeah, he got a stroke, because all his life he never done any exercise, and I think that's probably one reason that I'm getting to this fitness as well. He never done exercise, he just eat whatever he wants, and he never gets sick once in his life. So he thought, if I never get sick, then I'm probably strong, I don't need to do exercise or anything, I can eat whatever I want. And then one day he just kind of just collapsed, and somehow it just it's like the nerves in his brain, it's just it's like the important ones just kind of break. So he couldn't move. At first he still can kind of talk, but he couldn't move. But then later on he stopped talking, he can't talk, and he can't move. So he just stay on bed. He stayed on bed for about a year before he came back. Then I got to kind of see him for about a month or so before he's gone. Yeah.
Wow, I'm deeply sorry. Wow.
No, that's all right. That's okay. It's okay for me to talk about it now, really. And it's just like when I came back home, it's the first time that I get to kind of be with myself, because back in Sydney, I was with my ex. Like, we were together every day for 7 years, and it's like when you're with someone every day for so long, sometimes you just don't know what you want in your life until you kind of being apart from that person. You actually get to be with yourself, to kind of connect with yourself, and that's when I found out, I don't love this guy anymore. This is not what I want anymore. So it's just kind of like, let's just be friends, and this is what I want now in my life. So when I kind of like think back, not getting a visa and my dad passed away is kind of like a awakening call for me, to kind of like, I found the passion in my life.
Wow. So your dad passes away, and then what happens after that? Is that the real estate happened before or after that?
So when my dad passed away, I was still in real estate.
Oh, okay.
I was still in real estate. So it's just like when I came back, I got a job straight away in real estate for a little bit.
Got it.
For about a month or so. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And the day that because like here we burn the body, right? And I get to see his ash, if I say it right, like the
ashes. Yeah, he got cremated, right?
Yeah, and I still remember that moment. I never seen anything like that, and I never lost the love of my life. And for the first time, I've seen his ashes, and it was like, is that it? Life? Like, at the end, it is what we got. And it's kind of like that moment, it makes me think a little bit. I was like, you know what? And at the same time, I ended my relationship as well. So I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna go to this silent retreat. If you know anything about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So where do you go to the silent retreat? Is it in Thailand or do you go overseas?
Yeah. So it's at the north of Thailand in Chiang Mai. So I went there for 3 days. And so when I go there by myself, I don't know anyone, but anyway, so I go up there. First thing, they take away your phone, because they want to cut you out from the outside world. And then they say you cannot speak with anyone. You can kind of speak to yourself because that's why it's called silent retreat.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
Yeah, oh my God, I think you should go, Jeanette. I think you'd like it, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt you. I'm getting excited. Go ahead.
No. And believe it or not, this was just 3 days. And it's amazing how I got out of it. Okay, I'm going to tell you in a second. But can you imagine, if you go there for 7 or 10 days? Oh my God. Okay, so the first 2 days was miserable. I was like, oh my God, I don't think I can do this because you have to meditate, I think, for about 6 to 7 hours, being by yourself. You can't speak to anyone, and all you can do is kind of being with yourself, which is scary. Most people, they can't sit still, they can't be with yourself because, they have to be with their thoughts, and it could be scary for some time because they will find out what they don't want to find out. Anyway, so I was meditating. I was with these things in my head running, and I was I can't do this. I think I'm going to go home. And then on the last day, it was meditating. And when you sit in one position for so long, it's your legs numb, and and oh yes, with this silent retreat, you cannot eat after 12 as well. So your last meal will be at 12 p.m. and then after that, you can drink water, but that's it. So and the weather is kind of hot, so it's hot, I'm hungry, and I have to sit there. So on the last day, I was just telling myself, you know what, if I'm going to die, then just let it be. I'm just going to sit right here until, I don't know, something happened. So at that moment, I don't feel anything in my body. I don't hear anything. And it's just kind of I don't even feel like I exist. You just kind of feel this space. And when you come out of that, it's just kind of it makes me realize, you know what, life is too short. You should do what makes you happy. And after that, it was kind of raining as well, raining so hard. So it's they give you 10, 15-minute break. So it was the first time that I saw this hail. It's like a hailstone, in front of you. And I was just kind of looking at that. I never seen hail before in my life. And it's just oh, it's just that happiness right in front of you, just from watching that hailstone or the rain. And then it just kind of it makes me think that, in life, you don't need money, you don't need big things to be appreciated, to be happy for. Sometimes it's just, a small thing around you. It could be just, the wind against your skin or just the sun. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, at that moment as well. So after that, I came back home, and believe it or not, after 3 days, I came back home, and it just kind of it's a bit too much for me because when you were in there, everything is quiet, and then you get out again, you hear, people, the environment, but it's okay, it's all good. So I came back, and I was okay, I'm just going to quit my job because I wasn't happy as a real estate agent. And then back then, I didn't know what I'm going to do. I just quit, and then I've started to lifting some weight. That's how I got into a weight strength training.
So just like that, no plans. You go to the silent retreat. You have the spiritual awakening, and you come back that day and you quit your job. Wow.
Yeah, because I've been lifting weights for a little bit since I came back, and then I just feel every time I sweat it out, I live and I feel good, and then I was maybe I can do this. And because of I got one friend, I was kind of telling him about this as well, I'm not happy with my job, but I don't know what I want to do. And then he just asked me this question. He was if there's one job, one thing in this world that do you want to do, and you're not going to get paid for it? What do you want to do? And then I was like, okay, personal trainer. It's like, that's it. Then just go do your personal trainer. And that's how I was like, okay, I just quit my job. And then, when I told my mom and my brother, and then they were like, what? You're stupid. What? A personal trainer? How are you gonna, get paid? How are you gonna earn money? So it was, yeah.
Wow. So then what happens after that? You're lifting weights, and then how are you taking care of yourself? Like, let's say somebody listening right now, because it's like, what would you say to the person right now? Well, actually, we'll ask that question a little later. I want to hear more of your story. So no plans. You're like, I'm going to do this. You're lifting weights. And then when do you start to put like a plan of action together? You're just like,
and I just kind of because actually back then I needed some income as well, right? And I thought, okay, if I can speak Thai, if I can speak English as well, maybe I can do something about it. And I just kind of Google, there's this school, they're looking for a teacher who can teach Thai to foreigner. So I was kind of doing that for a little bit as a extra side income as well. And at the same time, I was just kind of looking on Google if there's any gym in Bangkok looking for a trainer. And at that time, there were this gym, they're looking for an internship. So I went there and I got at the same, while I was working there, I'm learning to get a certified personal trainer online. Wow. So that's how I got in.
You were not joking around. You were a little I am doing this. That is, wow. I would like if you could take us back, okay.
Sure.
You're on this 3-day silent meditation. Yeah. You said on the last day, were you sitting under the Bodhi tree like the Buddha or something? Or were you it was just did it come to you? What time of the day did it come to you? It's can you just take us back to that moment? Because that's really deep what you shared.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, sure. So it's indoor. Okay, so when that happened, it was indoor, and it's in a hall. Okay, so I was, and it's not just me. So I was doing this with other people as well, but everyone just doing their own thing. And I was sitting in front of a big Buddha for I don't know. I lost track of time. I was sitting there at that moment, and yeah. Like I said, I was there for, I don't know how long, probably for hours. And I was like, okay, this is the last day. I really want to see, how much I can push myself, or what's going to happen really. I want to see if I stop complaining and just sit and literally just sit and thinking about nothing. Because for the past 2 days, I was kind of negotiating with myself and this and that. And then it's kind of you surrender. Jeanette, it's kind of I'm surrendered, just whatever you want me to do. So it was just kind of sit there, and that's how it happened.
Wow, that's really amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow, no, thank you for sharing. It's just, for the person that's the man or woman listening to this right now, it's really deep. Maybe they're I need to go on a silent retreat. It's different for everybody, but it's just, that's really deep what you shared. I mean, it's really, really deep. Wow.
I think that's how that's how my journey started really. Yeah.
Okay. So
and when,
go ahead, please go.
I was going to say, when you can kind of get connected with your spiritual path. And I mean, I'm not talking about religion here.
No, I understand.
Yeah. And once you can do that on a deeper level, you can start living a life of your dream, really.
Wow. So then you go and you get your certification to become a trainer. And then how many days does this happen after the 3-day silent retreat?
What do you mean? How many days?
Or how many weeks? Was it a month in or?
So I think after a silent retreat, probably weeks. until I got into this gym, and I was working there. So this is like my first gym, right? I was working there for a while, not so long, and then I felt like okay, I was looking for more challenge, because I feel like this is a good start for me, but like I was looking for some more. So I quit at that gym, and then I moved to another gym. And that when I've started to study more into nutrition. So that's when I got a nutrition cert as well at the second gym.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was working at this second gym, let's say for almost 2 years. And then it's just kind of like, in your life, though, it's like how do you say, like there will be like a chapter in your life, right, when you get to that point. So just like one day I was asking to myself again, okay, Saree, what next? Do you want to just be a fitness instructor, leading classes for how long, and until you get 40? And the answer is no. Like, I don't want to do this until I get 40. So I was thinking of doing my own thing, which is like coaching women for like my body and spirit, because like in the gym we teach people to exercise, to eat right, but it's not really deep into like into their spirit. So again, I was like, okay, you need to start doing something now, because if you're not, you're never going to get started. So then again, I quit this second gym, and then started doing my own thing, the Saree Fitness, and then my mom and my brother think that is stupid again, because like you have to passion for it, but you know nothing about business. Yeah. Wow. But yeah, so then I was like, until like now, until at this moment, it's because of I'm stick to my why, and I don't let the how stop me, because I believe that the when, the who, and the how that we show later, that's what kept me going, really. Yeah. Wow.
And so then what happens after that? Because I know that, and part of your journey and getting to know you is you start to go into competition. When does that happen? Your bikini competitions.
That experience changed my life as well. So that happened when I was in the first gym, because I was like, okay, I've just started in this fitness industry. I didn't know anyone, so I was thinking that maybe this competition or this experience might help me, like open a gate for me to kind of know people. And back then I was 32, and it was like I looked up, on the stage, and those girls are like young and beautiful, and it was like, can I do this? I'm like, I'm 32, and I was talking to one of the girls who's like 30 something as well, and she said, if you want to do it, just do it. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So back then I got a friend, he's a trainer as well. He was like, yeah, he can help me with the exercise and the nutrition. I was lucky. I would say I was lucky, and I'm grateful for that. Along my journey, I've always have people around me who kind of like help me. So yeah, he helped me for my first competition. Yeah.
Wow. So how many competitions have you done? Bikini competitions?
I've done 3 times, and the first time I didn't know anything at all about this bikini competition. All I know is that okay, I just wanna know the feeling or like what it's like to get up there. So which I did, and it wasn't easy, because the hardest part would be the nutrition. Like when you're and I still remember they were like one day I was really hungry, because you're hungry, you have to go on a really low calorie, and you have to train as well. And I was just really tired. I was crying. I was asking myself, what am I doing this for? And then it was just kind of like asking myself, the reason why. So I was just kind of, okay, suck it up and just do it. And so, yeah, the first competition is kind of like a good experience to teach me about self-love, confidence, and discipline. And then after that, there's like a second and a third one. Yeah.
Wow. Did you win any of those competitions?
Now it is kind of like it's like more like an experience for me. So no, I didn't win anything. But I'm going to show you this one. That I never share with anyone.
Oh, let's hear it.
Like I still love this sport, like this bikini competition, but I'm sure there will be many other girls like me that they might not want to kind of like admit yet. So let's say, like after the third competition, I was kind of like lost a little bit because, like when you do a bikini prep during that time, you have to do your meal prep. So basically you eat, like you weigh your food and you eat from a box, and you can't really go socializing that much because you have to be really disciplined. You have to follow your training. You have to, sleep and everything. So after I finished the third one, I would just go nuts. Like I eat everything in front of me because at that time I couldn't eat that, and I was like, I don't know what next now, because at that time I was kind of being so disciplined, like in the box, doing this, following the schedule. And now when the competition finished, I was just kind of like lost again. I was like, what next for me now? What do I do next? So yeah, so I was kind of lost again. And then I started to go back to the spiritual path, started to journaling and meditate. And that when I found out that, like you still can do the training, but you don't have to go like extreme for the competition if you don't want to. And then, kind of like what I've learned about the self-love. That's why, like one thing that I can kind of coach the girls as well at the same time. Like you don't need to kind of kill yourself for the competition. You can just, it's more about like balance in your life. Everything is about balance. Yeah.
Wow. So when are you going to do your next one?
For now, I don't have any plans yet because I want to focus more on Saree fitness.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. But I still train. I still, like watch what I eat, but it's more in a friendly way, in a balanced way. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Mm.
So what are some insecurities that you deal with on a daily basis?
Probably like from time to time, like self-doubt. I still have that from time to time, believe it or not, that I'm not good enough, Yeah. But I think everyone on like a self improvement, they would just kind of like have that thought from time to time, right? It's kind of like doubting yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we all deal with insecurities every day. It's called being human.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk about the routine that you build your business on. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So you probably heard this one before. It's like holistic coaching. So basically it's, like for your mind, body and spirit, because I don't want to be, like I've seen a lot of trainers, they just, give you the exercise, the diet to follow, but that just on the surface, some people, they've been trying everything, but, somehow they still cannot lose weight or being successful, that's because of maybe they didn't really kind of get connect with themselves, like on a deeper level, what actually they want in their life. That's why. So anyway, so that's my coaching is, be whole with yourself. And so let's say we start from the mind first, and I'm going to tell you, this is one of my favorite quotes from Buddha. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. And I believe that everything starts from the mind. If you have the right mindset, you can achieve anything in life, not just in fitness. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's so true. And to answer your question, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Holistic. I'm all about holistic. So please continue.
Yeah. And do you know anything about fixed and growth mindset?
You mean like personal development or?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about it. Please share with the audience. Maybe someone listening doesn't know what that is.
Yeah, so basically the fixed mindset would be, like you have this kind of limiting beliefs that like I can't do this, or like this is too hard for me, or like if you don't reach your goal, if you're not success, then you think of yourself as a failure. So it's kind of like a limiting beliefs. That's like a fixed mindset. But for the growth mindset, it would be something like you look at challenges as opportunity. That you can change, that you can become better. So that's, like a little bit about fixed and growth mindset. And, like in everyone, not, you might have the fixed mindset about weight loss and,
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can develop a growth mindset. So I would recommend this book if you want to know more about fixed and growth mindset from Carol Dweck. It's called Mindset. It's really good book. Yeah. If you want to know more about this.
Absolutely. I'll make sure to put the link below for that. Not a problem.
Yeah. So we start from the mind first, right? So once you can kind of like get connect with your mind, now we can go to the next step, which is the body. Okay, and I'm going to tell you one of my favorite quotes as well from Jim Rohn. So he says, take care of your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I just love that. You know Jim Rohn by any chance?
Oh my God, yes. I actually had an opportunity to meet him back in 2007 or 8. This was before he passed away, but it was when I was working at a health nutrition company. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you need to take care of your body so that you can live up with the purpose in your life. And what I love about strength training is that if you do some weightlifting, like it allows me to push myself when I feel like giving up, especially those last few reps, but I kept going. And like if you can apply this mentality into your life, work, relationship, business, etc., that's good. Yeah. And I love seeing the progress on my physique as well, because it shows my hard work, self-love, confidence, and discipline. Yeah.
You look amazing. I mean, absolutely beautiful. I mean, people don't realize that, if you've never gone through like some sort of a fitness thing, it's like a full-time job in itself. It's been really amazing seeing your growth. It's really, really amazing.
Thank you.
So you're very welcome. So we're talking about the mindset, fitness. So what about nutrition wise? Are you vegan, or what kind of diet do you teach your clients?
So in terms of diet, there is no one size fits all.
Yes.
I've tried a few. I tried fasting, IF. I tried keto. So I would say find something that suits your lifestyle. So for now, I'm on a flexible diet, which means I'm still following my macro, but let's say sometimes when I go out, I still can have fun, with my friends but still as long as it's within my macro, then that's okay.
That's great. No, I love that. No size.
No one size fits all. Yeah. So, I've got lots of clients, they say, oh, I've seen, this fancy diet, or that girl, she doing IF and she can see amazing result, or that girl doing, a vegan or a keto. And I mean, I have nothing against those, but I mean, what works for that girl, it might not work for you. So, until we try and see what works best for you, because that's going to help you sustain, the result in a long time.
Oh, I agree. I completely agree. And I really just want to say thank you, because a lot of my listeners that listen, they're typically into fitness, spirituality.
Yeah.
So
okay, that's good.
Maybe somebody listening right now, what would you recommend to somebody listening right now that wants to get in shape, but they don't really know like where to start, what is one step they could take to start getting in shape or just have better health in general?
I would suggest ask yourself what is your goal, and it doesn't have to be a crazy big goal. Maybe your goal wants to lose a few pounds so that you're not too tired when you walk up the stairs or something like that, or like your goal is to kind of lose a few pounds so that when you play with your kids you're not that tired. So the reason that I want you to set up your goals first, that's going to be your anchor when you feel like on your journey you feel like you want to give up, or when you feel lost, you're going to have to come back to your why, and that's going to keep you going. So let's say your goal is weight loss so that you can have more energy to play with your kids. So once you know your goal, now we are going to think of the strategies. What is the action that's going to help you achieve your goal? So let's say the action would be you have to go to the gym 3 times a week. You have to have a balanced diet. Okay, you have to sleep 8 to 10 hours. So that is the action. So basically, first, what is your goal? What is your why, basically? And then second, think of the strategy, the action that's going to help you reach your goal. And I would say the last one, you might want to find your friend or someone who can keep you accountability. Because in some day you're going to feel like you don't want to do this, but if you have that person to kind of, hold you for accountability, then wow. that would be to start with.
Oh, that's really good. I love how you kept that simple. Thank you.
Yeah.
So my next question to you is, if today you found out that it was your last day to live, who would you call or what would you do?
Okay, I love the question. So if today's my last day, and who would I call, right?
Or what would I say to? Or what would you do? Yeah.
Okay. Because like right now, I live with my mom because now I'm back here and kind of I get to see her every day now. That's good, but she hasn't known this yet. So I wanted to tell her. It's probably this year, and I just go out and tell her right now. So what I wanted to tell her is that she is my why. She's the reason for everything that I've done, and I know that she's been doing so much for me and for the family. So now, because now she's retired. She doesn't do anything now, and I just want to tell her that, I'm trying to put in words. It's just like the time that you have left on this earth, I don't know for how long, for how many years. I just want to make sure that she's have the best time of her life because she deserves it, and I want to make sure that I will take good care of her. Because she's been doing too much, and I know back then she didn't have time to enjoy herself. So right now this is more of her time, and I want to make sure that she has the best time of her life.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. That's really deep. Wow, very beautiful. Wow.
Thank you.
My next question to you is, what does happiness from within mean to you?
Happiness from within means to me is when you... Okay, this is a good question. So when you can enjoy every small things around you. And what I mean by that, I'm not talking about material things. I'm talking about... let's say it was just, like let's say I'm just sitting here talking to you. That's for me is happiness. And let's say if I go walk in the park. I can find happiness everywhere, in everything that I do, in every moment that I'm in. Does that make sense? That's like the...
Wow. Wait, did you want to add more to that?
Yeah, maybe just, because I've seen lots of my clients, sometimes they think that to have happiness, I mean, you have to go overseas, you have to go out and do something, buying things for someone, or, like those external factors. And actually it just, it can just come from within, just maybe just you smile to your colleagues today, or just, you tell someone that close to you that, you love them. That is true happiness. Yeah.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
So, Saree, before we close, any last minute words that you would like to share from your heart, the audience? Anything that resonates with you?
Sure. I would say that if you have a dream, or if you have a goal in your life, make sure you go after it. And you have to believe and have faith in yourself. And I know that in some days or sometimes people might not believe in you, and maybe even your loved ones might not believe in you. If that happens, I just want you to believe in yourself, because if you don't, and no one will. And I believe that everyone on this earth should be able to do whatever they want to do, be whoever they want to be. So you just bring out your potential, your uniqueness, and live the life of your dream, because you only got one life. Yeah.
Wow. That is so deep. I'm so deeply touched by your story.
Oh, thank you.
And
and I just want to acknowledge you as well, Jeanette. Thank you so much for this beautiful opportunity. This is one of my dreams. When I first started this journey, I was telling myself, I hope that one day I would be able to share my story to the world. And I didn't know how. Really, I was like, don't ask me how, I don't know. There are many things I want to do in my life, I just don't know how. But I believe that, if I stick to my why, one day it's going to show me how. So thank you so much for this.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I feel like I want to ask you one more question. I feel it's something coming through the spirit right now. There's one of the things I feel that we do as human beings is we get so caught up on... You said something really important to the fact that, we're going through life, we have our goals, and we're like, well, how is it going to happen? What would you recommend to the person listening right now? Maybe they're trying to build a business, maybe they don't know what they want to do, but it could be one thing, it could be two things, it could be three things, whatever you want to share, of what steps that someone can take as far as not getting caught up on the how.
So you really need to know your why. You have to be as clear as possible. What is your why? Because if you're not, and when I first started, I was kind of no here and there. This is what I want to do, and that was okay. But later on, your why gonna get stronger. So just make sure you stick to that. And then just, I would say find like-minded people, because on the journey, it's good to have, the like-minded people, like people around you, because it's going to be hard to do this on your own. So I would say find a network, a connection. And so that's one thing, right? And then the second, I would say find a mentor as well. Success leaves clue for sure. There are many things out there that you can look up on the internet for free, to start with. So that's the second one. And then And then the third one, I would say, just kind of meditate, like, because, like in some days you're going to feel like lots of things going on and you're going to kind of like get lost or get distracted. Oh, this is a good one. So meditate, like for me, like I journaling and meditate, that's my anchor, just keep me grounded. And one thing is that stay in your own lens, try not to kind of looking away too much or what the competitor doing out there, you know what I mean? It's kind of like just stay in your lane, focus on your own thing, and you get there. You get there eventually, yeah.
Wow, that is such great advice. Well, Saree, I really want to thank you for being a guest on my podcast, Happiness from Within. Yeah. And I'm sure in the future, maybe sometime next year, we can definitely have you on the podcast again.
Definitely. It'll be my pleasure, Jeanette.
And before we go, where can people find you?
So my website, sareefitness.com. Maybe you can put up a link later, and just I'm active on my Instagram, so just at Saree Fitness.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The links are going to be below, just for anybody that's listening that maybe wants to head over to your page right now. So, wow. Well, I'm so blown away. I just really want to thank you from my heart to yours. Thank you for such a beautiful interview, and I just wish you a wonderful, fabulous day.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Jeanette.
Thank you. You too. Bye for now.
Bye.
Hello, beautiful souls. Well, that is a wrap. Really want to thank you from my heart to yours for joining me on another beautiful episode of Happiness from Within. You can actually follow Saree Jitta on her website, www.sareejitta.com. You can also find the link below. Her name is spelled SareeJitta.com. For any women that are listening to this, if you're looking to get in shape and transform your body with nutrition, I definitely recommend for you to reach out to her. You can actually follow me on Instagram. I'm at Happiness from Within now. And you can reach me on my website at janetprado.com. And if you are in need of any sort of healing, I'm actually a very gifted light worker. You can head over to my website at janetprado.com to get all the information. And also on my YouTube channel, you can get a lot of free information and meditations to help you on your healing journey. Well, again, you guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. And those of you listening to this also, come join us for the 60-day challenge of drinking celery juice. It's okay if it's in the middle of the challenge. I really want to help you to feel better, to help you come out of the darkness and into the light. You will change your life. So join us on Instagram. If you tag me at Happiness from Within now in any of your posts or your stories, I will actually repost it and we can heal together. Have a wonderful day, you guys, and I will catch you on the next episode. Have a beautiful day. Bye for now.